That would be nice. Hello, everyone. Sorry we're late. I was literally singing Rod Stewart. I discovered Rod Stewart.
Yeah, I wish we were lying as well. But we weren't. That's legit 100% the truth.
Great to be here. It is Monday, the 19th of August, 2024. It's the Blue Broad Show. It is brought to you by our friends at Cannoleria. And we love that they have landed on Lygon Street in Carlton. I've seen a few of you throughout the week go down, get yourself some cannoli and tag me, which is nice. So if you do ever make a trip down to Cannoleria, be sure to send me a photo. Pommy, we've just done the ratings. What's going on, mate? I'm drinking English breakfast with some milk and a little bit of honey.
Mate, hey. Not too sure about the honey, but yeah, well done. You've got breakfast tea. That's a good start.
What's wrong with
Still
honey
can't believe
in
you
tea?
put honey in it. What the fuck is going on?
What do you mean? What's wrong with honey in a tea?
What's right with it?
It's good for the throat.
Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ. I mean, okay, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? But, mate, a bit of water and a bit of milk in your eat, mate. That's it. Good cup of tea. If you're that way inclined, put a bit of sugar in it if you want.
It's funny because I don't like. I'm a big no again. I'm strongly against sugar in coffee. I believe in just straight black coffee, but for some reason with tea, I want honey.
Okay, so you'll look after something fallen, but you'll bastardize a great English tea. That's all right. Fine, fantastic.
Wind you up to your face while drinking your tea.
Mate, fucking honey.
Mate, honey's good for your hair. See?
Well, I mean, okay, cool, but why are you putting tea on your hair? Like, you're putting honey. Like, you suggested we drink the tea and then we stick it on our head, are we? Who puts honey in the hair? Who the fuck are these people? Cleopatra?
No, honey's good for your hair. Just actually, I don't know. Matt, can you tell us why honey's good for your hair?
Didn't Cleopatra used to do that? Didn't she used to bathe in goat's milk and put honey on her hair?
I think so. I don't know.
Didn't she like an oat bath?
That sounds like something she would like.
I mean, yeah, Egyptian ologists in the chat.
Black coffee and honey in your tea. Got to change the name of the show to Pommy and the Wog.
What a name of the show!
Oh wow! Yes, Yaya always said honey in tea. She did. That's why we do it. More so when I'm sick. You have a bit of chamomile, some chamomile tea with some honey.
What did you just say? What?
Chamomile. It's chamomile, but in Greek.
Yeah, I was guessing.
Chamomile comes from the Greek word chamomile, which means chamomile.
Yeah, but like lobbing a bit of honey in like a herbal tea. If you want to drink herbal tea, be my guest. I wouldn't be caught dead doing it, but a black tea, right? We're putting milk in, and that's it. Like, that is it. That's it. Like, Zoe bastardizes a cup of tea. I put in about 8 fucking sugars in hers. It's a disgrace.
All right, I'm gonna work on my tea game, especially my English breakfast game. What about just English breakfast, no milk, black tea?
Yeah, you can, mate. If you want to be hardcore, no milk, mate. If you want to be fully hard, be my guest, and I'll respect you more. If you're like, fuck you, cows, and you're just drinking it with hot water, well, I'm down.
This is the year that I removed milk from my coffee. I drink black coffee now, long black, espresso. That's it. It's done. I'm a real man when it comes to coffee. But with tea, I've got to work into it. You know, I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, fair enough. I've just honestly, look, I'm as English as you can get, and I have never seen anyone put put honey in their tea.
That's probably why I do it.
I reckon it is. I've seen honey go in like herbal and like concoctions and stuff like that. But wee bit, just mate, wee bit of milk. Happy
You know
days.
what? Do you drink coffee?
If I'm tired,
Okay, so if you're going to a cafe, actually, you know what? Chat. What's your coffee order if you're ordering a coffee? I think it says a lot about a person. Pom, what do you? If you're ordering a coffee, what do you order?
I don't mind a latte.
A latte?
I knew you were going to take the piss the way I said it as well. I just knew. I
I
was like,
love it. I
I've
say
been
what
completely stuck.
I say what now as well. People have no idea my friends have no idea what I'm saying, but I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Water,
Uh,
mate. A bit of
latte.
water. No,
So just a
latte, mate.
latte with full cream milk, normal milk, any specific?
I've maybe I've hung around you, but I don't mind a bit of that oat milk.
Oh no! It's a little bit sweet, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I don't like putting.
Oh, that is disgusting. I love that I've discovered that.
Look, because I bullied Terry about honey, it's only fair you bully me for lobbing a bit of oat milk in mine. Because you know what? When I went back home as well, there's like Costa and stuff like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that. Like, and like I felt so judged. Like if I did it, so like I actually spent money buying the drinks because I didn't want to let my mates know. So I'd go in there and I'd be like, "Yeah, it's all right, boys. I'll get it." And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, we'll have 6 lattes, please. Can we have one of them in oat milk? But can you do me a favor? Can you
Don't tell
just like?"
anyone.
No, I was like, "Can you not put an O on it and just like leave it to the side?" And like this poor woman did it every time, like complete, just now, like, it's the entire time.
Oh, that is so funny. And the boy's like, "Oh, gee, it's a really good coffee. Hey, Dan, let me try yours."
Yeah. I was so glad everyone had the same as well because English people are like just creatures of habit. So I was really worried, like one of them would order something different and be like, "Oh, can I just taste it against a normal latte? Does this taste different?" And then they'd be like, "Why is this taste so rank?" Yeah, so I got away with it.
Okay, there you go. Pommy drinks an
Oat
oat
milk.
latte. Okay. Um, yeah, short black, long black, or you have we call it's Greek coffee, but it's really Turkish coffee from the briki in the metal pot.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Mud, and
aware.
you can read like your future if you're into that, like with the mud left over in your cup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird though, isn't it? It's weird, isn't it? Like, because I was talking as like I'm old, so like
Mm.
Costa's kind of a new thing to the UK because like I, there was only 2 types of coffee when I was growing up. It was black or milky, and then you get really excited. You get really excited, like a Yorkshire coffee. Zoe cringes at this, but it's just literally milk nuked within an inch of its life, boiled milk on the coffee beans,
Oh,
so no
oh,
water.
no,
Like
no,
Zoe
no.
cringes at this because with it being Australian, like all of you guys have got like Italian, Greek pedigree, haven't you? So touching anything coffee related is a no. But bit of frothy milk, man, on a coffee, you can't beat it.
Hey, I like it. I learnt a little bit about it, you all tonight, chat. It's good stuff. We might do some more. We've talked about hairstyles in the ratings. If you've come from the ratings, we're now talking about coffee. We are going to talk about everything that happened over the weekend. That means round 23. We beat the Eagles. We're going to talk about issues coming out of the game. We're going to talk about the injury list and who could be returning. I think Dan Houston is a name that's been popping up in the chat tonight a lot. So we might touch on Dan Houston.
Done it. 9 minutes 26 in. He said he wouldn't do it, chat. 9:26.
I did say I wouldn't do it. You can't tell me not to do something and then expect me not to do it.
I knew it was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? I knew it was going to happen, so I was prepared.
Oh, that's so good. Hey, I've got to say one thing about yesterday, the fan cams. Oh, rehashing everything that happens on the fan cams on a Monday is just, it's mother's milk to me. Honestly, you all make my life on a Monday.
Mate, you can't beat fan cams. It's good fun. Shout out to my mate Liam McPhee, who's probably watching this on repeat, but his reviews of fan cams make my day. He'll go through it, and I get the best highlights through a mate of mine. It's good value.
So round 13, 2020 was the first installment of the fan cams, and that was when we beat Freo after the siren with the Jack Noon's kick. And in that time, very rarely do I get broken and just start laughing and uncontrollably laughing. When Tolls was on and his dog was obviously running around, and I could hear the pitter patter and I could hear the nails scratching on the floorboards. I can't tell you, like, I had like an out of body experience. I was like streaming tears down my face because he was acting so chill about it, and it was chilled, but it was just this awkward background noise, and I completely lost my marbles. It was so good.
Mate, it's a good value. I mean, it's nice, isn't it? Because like all the fans make the club, really, don't they? I mean, you've got to look at that. Like we agreed. Yeah, it's a good time. Good time was had by all.
Mm-hmm.
Out to Maz as well. I gifted.
Maz. She's gifted 5 YouTube memberships. So somebody who received one of those 5, at least all of you should at least say thank you. So thanks, Maz. In the meantime, let's get cracking. So those of you watching, give us a summary in a sentence or a paragraph, maybe a sentence. Your summary of round 23. Pommy, what was your summary of round 23? What happened?
It was just finding something, wasn't it? Finding a little bit of confidence. It felt like a real confidence building game. It was a training game at times, wasn't it? And sometimes you've got to beat them up. And I said it in my preview. Like, I know everyone was on about the injuries and the negativity, but it was still 9th versus 16th. Do you know what I mean? You go out and you should still smash them, and they smashed them and they beat them up as a side should do. And the boys worked hard. A more return to a Voss metric game plan, we'll call it. And it was some much needed confidence because they're going to need it, because next week's a big ask. A team that has made bold statements they're here to ruin finals, to be the Grinch at Christmas. And they have been the Grinch to Geelong. They've made top 4 harder, and they're now, I'm sure, Ross, the boss, will be saying, put Carlton out of finals. Make them suffer. So big target on our back, but a bit of confidence in these legs now. Bit of confidence, bit of rewards. And who knows? This season's been so unpredictable that I don't think finishing 8th is a problem in finals, because it's so unpredictable.
Hey, John, thanks very much for another 5 memberships. I'm pretty sure if you receive one of these, you do get notified on YouTube. So make sure you give John a bit of love there. Yeah, Pommy, it's a good way to put it. Adrian just made a comment here in the chat saying it was one of the proudest moments of the year. For the first time in months, it looked like a team that genuinely had a thirst and an enjoyment and got fun out of being hard at the contest and swarming the opposition defensively. And it became like, it wasn't a chore. It wasn't their job and they had to do it. They looked and played like they enjoyed swarming the opposition. It was bizarre. And I think the unpredictable comment you made is bang on. We're talking about a competition that is so even. And I know that that's a bit of a cliche in recent times, but not at this point in the year, this late in the year. We get to the last round and it's really wide open. But yeah, the desire, the energy, the hunger, and the relentlessness, as Bluebagger says here, was the standout.
Yeah, spot on. And they've got to do it. They've got to do it. You've got to find it sometimes. We made the analogy in the ratings that boxers, they get tomato cans before title fights when they first start out. And it felt like that. And someone messaged me at the weekend that my preview was arrogant to say that we were better than we are, that we should win it. And I think they validated what I meant. Like, I'm tired of hearing, you've got to stop this player, you've got to stop that player. We're a good fucking football team in our own right. And yes, the form in the last 6 weeks has been atrocious. I don't punch my camera and break it for no reason. But they are capable. And that felt like a side that was more willing to believe in what their identity was. We've heard Voss drone on about contest and pressure for 6 weeks. It's almost become a meme. We actually saw it there, and that's the big thing for me. Like, West Coast Eagles, let's not take it away from them. Their form's been fantastic the last 5 weeks. They had 2 wins out of 5. Well done. They are shit. No, they're not in our purview. They're not in our purview. We shouldn't be talking, even with 50% of the side, 60% out. Reserves should be beating them. And they did. And you know what now? Voss has got that awful question, hasn't he, to ask himself. Role players over your star names. Play the best 23 that suit the system, not the best 23 players.
It is a fascinating segue into that conversation. The brand name versus the job doer. What do you take? When do you take it? To be honest, I don't know who would even be available from the injury list for this Sunday, because a lot of them, it says 1 to 2 weeks, so that could be this week. That could be the week after if we make it. Then there's also that question of playing an underdone player, but you're desperate because it's do or die. Good luck making that call. But the amount of players who had that same story of overlooked, first one to get subbed, first one to get dropped, rot away in the VFL for a little bit, and then all of them get their opportunity at the same time. And then we talk about cohesion, we talk about being connected with our best 22 or our best players in, and that seemed to fall away a bit. The work rate fell away, and then you bring in a bunch of guys, you just slap them all together and they go work hard, and then they find connection. Yeah. Good luck making sense of that.
Mate, I mean, at the end of the day, everything we've been critical of Voss the last couple of weeks. We've got to kind of praise him in a way that how he protected Binsey, got the best out of Binsey, moving Ollie into a new role, moving Elijah into the midfield. All the things we've kind of called for in the season on the ratings and review shows we've done together. So that kind of came to effect. Also got to be said as well that, like Slobbo asking why now, it does seem that the best part of our game this year was when necessity called, and it meant that you had no Chera for large periods. You had to find an extra avenue to go. And by accident, they found the answers. Do you know what I mean? They found the answers because they had to. It's amazing this week, they had to find the answers. Again, they couldn't long bomb it in the air. They couldn't flood the corridor, and because that's West Coast methodology. So this would be the greatest message to Voss. Stick to what you know. Stick to back your belief in. Don't change it. Like, Chera either plays the certain role you want, you don't add it. Because you've knocked these guys off. And the reason you knocked these guys off was because you had to play your brand and you couldn't get nuanced with it. You had to play it. And what happened? We saw our pressure make something happen. And no one talks about Carlton's pressure and what it does, but it creates space because teams react to pressure. And you saw that 20 tackles inside 50. The gaps for Carlton to play in became apparent as they flooded players back. So this is like something that Voss has learned. And albeit against West Coast Eagles, you've got to do it again. You've got to do it again. You've got to do it again. But they did it earlier in the season. They're not a shit side. And I just want to shout out Shannon Gauls in chat. I believe she lost one of her grandparents this weekend. So condolences to you. We love you.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Yeah. we've covered a lot of it in the ratings. I didn't really crack a smile until the start of the second quarter, to be honest. But yeah, I think I said this in the ratings as well. I mean, you just get reminded that everything just keeps moving. We get so worked up, we get so passionate when it's going well, when it's not going well. And then you see scenes like Ashton Moyer taking off his training top and getting ready to come on, and he's got this grin on his face, and you just look at him before he steps onto the field for the first time and into the furnace that is the AFL industry and all the stresses and pressures that come with that. And you're like, oh, the last moment of innocence before it all starts piling onto him. And then you're reminded that you've got to make sure you do build that excitement. And I think there was a bit of criticism, or maybe it was a bit of angst just from the supporters around. They focused a lot on getting excited for the week in a time where a lot of us weren't feeling excited. We were feeling a little frustrated. But having said that, this is why we're fans and why we don't run the club. Because it was important to keep the energy up. And that's what a good club does. They are consistent with their energy, whether they win or lose, and they keep fronting up and they keep going. And it is one game, but it was an important game to win. And now we look ahead to Sunday and the Saints and Ross Lyon and whatever he's going to be doing. And we get I wouldn't say one last, well, we do get one last crack at qualifying. And there's going to be a lot of tension in the air, but I don't know if we fear the Saints like when we sometimes come up against Collingwood, for example, in the year, and you can sort of feel that fear in the crowd. I think we'll take it to them, and the fans will as well.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, Saints, if you ever want to play a side that's going to test Carlton and test what they are and who they are mentally, if I had to handpick someone for finals to answer all the questions I've got about this football club, I would pick Saints. I'd pick Saints over all the other teams, a team that's going to, like, this West Coast was the perfect game. If you were a boxing promoter, West Coast forced Carlton to do all the things they're good at, and they're not going to really put up much resistance. And as soon as you break through the dam, the wall will break. St Kilda, they're going to enjoy it. They're going to enjoy slowing Carlton down. Ross already will be saying it's a Fugazi last week, gentlemen. You did it against Geelong. You ask these boys questions. You take Cripps out of the game, Jackie Steele. You watch these boys show who they really are. They're up and about now. And that'll be his message, and quite rightly so. Ask the boys the question. Do you want to go toe-to-toe with us? Because we can do this for 4 quarters. This is our bread and butter. Are you keen? And that's what I'm hoping for, because I think you've got to look at this game in isolation. And my review, I tried to be in isolation. The first quarter still concerns me. Carlton absolutely dominated it. Absolutely dominated the first quarter. 3 horrific shots at goal. Took away all the momentum. They got 2 cheapies out the back. Then a free kick decision. And that's been Carlton's season in the last 6 weeks. We can't keep momentum. And then the fourth quarter, I felt we really did cool our jets. And I felt like that was probably, I know there was injuries, but that was the opportunity I would have really liked us to say, nah, let's really stick the knife in. Let's get that feel-good vibe. Felt like we were a little bit safe in the fourth quarter. It felt a little bit 2022 West Coast game, where it was kind of like the game was already run. They weren't going to hurt us. We were seeing the game out. But they're the only 2 negatives. The pressure being back to where it should be. You didn't have to put that much pressure on against this side. I reckon half as much would have got the job done. So that pressure has to be there, because I keep saying it. This team can't kick. This team ain't a sexy football side. If you want Carlton to play sexy football, you need more than fucking Dan Houston. You need 12 new players, right? So kiss goodbye to all the ones that you hold on a pedestal and say are world champions when they're not. You need to get rid of all 12 of them and bring 12 footballers in. What these boys can do is work hard, grind. And that's what we saw this week. And that is our brand. Like it or not, we are going to win flags by playing heavy territory and bullying opposition, because God gave us bullies. He didn't give us slight, skilled footballers. And the only way we can change that is rebuild. And I don't know about you, but I don't really fancy a fucking rebuild.
I don't have a rebuild in me right now, man. Seriously. I don't have a rebuild in me. Not for the next 10 years. Yeah. The only injury concerns that came from the game, one was Durden, who dislocated his shoulder, but they popped it back in and then just made the call to sub in Ashton. But he seems like he could still be available this week. And the other one was Zach Williams in one of the most fascinating turns of events. And it really didn't need to be a turn of events like that because we're already so hypersensitive to injuries, in particular soft tissue injuries. But it goes from a knock to the back to a hamstring to a cramp, somewhere in between. I don't really know what he's actually done. It might still just be a knock. And then I think I saw some people in the comments during the rating show and even here mentioning that McGovern was grabbing his hammy. Are we sure about that? I don't remember that happening.
You probably got the wrong guest on. I couldn't give less of a shit about injuries. They're professional footballers. They
Yeah.
showed you it last week. Do you know what I mean? They're professional footballers. Anytime, any place, be ready.
That's true. That's true.
I know it sounds harsh, but I've got standards, so I'm not downplaying the win. Remarkable win against Eagles, backs against the wall. But like I said to you in the ratings, I expected it.
Yeah.
I expected it. I firmly believe they're a top four side. So Collingwood had mass injuries last year. They ended up winning the flag. They adapted their system with no McStay, things like that. Good sides find a way. We find a way.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, while Cripps, while Wheaterin are on that field, there is more than enough experience and more than enough star power to get these boys over the line. And I would hazard a guess, I would like to see Cripps and Wheaterin play this game with and Walsh with your Ollie Hollandses of this world, your Kennedys of this world, your Cowans, because I think they're a better side. Like, I genuinely go back and watch our best 6 weeks of this year. It was your Fogartys who came to the fore. It was your Kennedys who came to the fore. Everyone started fucking tossing off Hewitt when last year everyone was like, he's too slow. Wish we had Chad Warner. You know what I mean? And then when we dropped in one game, everyone's like, oh my God, Hewitt, not George. Lewis Young stepped up. The professional footballers, man. Like if they're not ready, with Patrick Cripps playing with them, Wheater in the best fullback in the league, even though he's a centre half back, they can't be up for this game with 90,000 mental people screaming them on. Fuck me. Go and work in Coles. They're always hiring.
Yeah. What did you make of the ball movement going inside 50 and being forced to choose the best option as opposed to choose the default option? Because there was no default option.
Took a while. It took about 20 minutes for them to realise, oh, fuck.
It did.
But it's like what we said in the ratings. I don't want to repeat it in case you guys are bored, but I think it's obviously an outlet for the minute because Harry does stupid things. Like Harry takes marks on 8 people. Charlie makes a scrub kick into the pocket. He manages to paddle it 3 times and then snap it, and suddenly it's a good goal. I think they really saw how hard it is when you don't have freaks of nature playing for you. And you've just got normal people. And shout out to Kennedy and Kemp. One leading to the pocket, one leading centrally. Caused chaos. You saw West Coast zone, and I'll give West Coast this. I don't rate them as a football side, but their backline is fairly stable. He's fairly stable. So it caused chaos in their zones. Jeremy McGovern looked lost at times. So we really did learn that. So I'm hoping Voss looks at this. And, you know, the old saying, keep it simple, stupid. I feel like Voss has to take a share of the blame for the last 6 weeks because it's become too nuanced. It's become too nuanced. Yeah. He's tried to add too many layers. I think the players are becoming too nuanced. Keep it simple. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny what happens when it is funny when we do get back to basics, what we do. But I just want to go through. Let's have a look. Would you say that five game winning streak was the best football you've seen this group play consistently? Was that the benchmark in your eyes?
I think any win this year is better than any win last year because I think that this is a heavily turnover-based side, and turnover-based sides win flags without a shadow of a doubt. But I would say round 0 to round 6 is probably us at our most potent best.
Yeah, when we were getting double-digit goal kickers, like I'm just looking now, maybe I'll share my screen. So this was Port. Hang on, let me do this. This was Port. Okay, you still got your 3 from Harry and Charlie. Okay. Then we moved to... Whoa. I think Geelong was the other benchmark. This was the other one that a lot of us talk about. All right. It was the goal kickers. Still got the 5 from Charlie, got the 3 from Harry, but the others were getting a lick of it. I think in this game we saw a few defenders move forward and kick one. So I guess what I'm trying to get at here is, how do we still have the same mentality when we go forward and use what we know to our advantage rather than what the opposition know about us to their advantage? So why do you think it's so difficult for us to turn the narrative on its head where we know teams will double team Charlie or Harry, and therefore being able to pick the better option on the other side of the 50-meter zone?
Well, I think one thing is that you really look at Charlie and Harry's leading patterns in the last 3 games they played together. Them bombs coming in have made them stay centrally, which is an issue when we've looked at the heat maps. I think that's by design. I think that's in game. The pressure gets to them. It's lazy football, and you look at the last 6 weeks, like 20 tackles this week inside 50, and then last week it was 2. The week before, Harry led the tackle inside 50 count, and we said that's a disaster. That's a huge part of it, because that makes the exit of the opposition weak, which makes it easier to defend. When you're not putting any pressure on the back half of the ground, they can pick through you, which is what we did to West Coast. As they sat back, suddenly everyone in the back line looks like an elite kick because there's no pressure coming onto them. So I think that really helps. But I think for Charlie and Harry, they've also got to look at their mids. I reckon Charlie would have watched that, watching camp, and gone, fuck me.
Yeah.
I would, just once, I'd like you dickheads to kick like that to me. Back me to beat the man from the shoulder. And usually it comes on his head. And I thought Kennedy working up there, Harry needs to speak to the midfield and say, can you treat me like Kennedy? Look for that lead. Look for that switch. The amount of times he led outside of 50 and was 60 out so Carlton could change the angle. And Harry makes that run all day and we just ignore him.
Yeah. Dion with the $5 says the Blues looked quicker yesterday and were more creative up forward without the Twin Towers in the team. I'm glad you brought that up, Dion, because isn't it funny? When's the last time you saw us running and carrying and bouncing like yesterday?
Oh, God.
I don't really
probably
remember it.
I'd say the Port game.
Okay.
Was the last time I remember us really taking on the man.
Yeah.
But I think that comes with the pressure. Like I say, that pressure caused them to go on the back foot, which then allowed them gaps in there. Do you know what I mean? Seeing Chincotta being able to play up where Boyd usually does. And people forget Boyd's probably half the speed of Chincotta in real-time pace. But having that ability to chase the game. But when we're kicking it 75 metres, pace is pointless. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want the ball in hand, in motion, and the hand makes you look fast. Like, them handballs from Lord, how often did you see that? Like, Lord actually hitting someone that's not contested and allowing him to break through the line, and it all comes together. You saw Chincotta, you saw Ollie Hollands, you saw Newman joining the midfield to overlap again, which we haven't seen since the Suns game. That was something Voss stopped in the Suns game when Suns kicked 40 points from defensive turnovers. So it was kind of a necessity you had to play like that. Let's hope that happens. But it does ask the question. Every year, I can remember, there's been that uh-oh moment, and then something happens, then we resort back to what we are. So Voss, let's just use Voss as an example. 8-2 start. We were all excited. People said you couldn't win from the stoppage. The Blues tried to get creative. We know how that ended,
Yeah.
right? Do you know what I mean? 2023, the start. Oh, Carlton and not committing an extra behind the ball. It's affecting their defence. Wheaterin needs to improve. Wheaterin's rubbish. Carlton's defence is rubbish. They stuck to the plan, and eventually that turnover game came through when we ran all the way to the finals. This year, Voss said he was a big turnover side, that we're going to end stoppage dominance. Break even, he said. Try and be 50-50 there. Back half is going to be where we slingshot. Everyone was like in the pre-season, oh, Carlton looked vulnerable. Oh, they got lucky. But that message was the same. Stoppage game, stoppage game, stoppage game, stoppage game. Oh, they get overrun in the stoppage game. And then we suddenly made the switch. Extra people around in the stoppage. Back half, there was not that extra. The defence wasn't good in the forward half. Implosion, because now our stoppage game was shit. Our turnover game was shit. And our forward game was shit. So it does ask the question, who is putting the pressure on Voss and the players? Who is putting it on?
Yeah. Any other themes or issues from round 23? Or are we just ready to move on?
I just think, mate, you've got yourself back in. I think that's the big thing. You were in fucking shit creek without a paddle. Like, people who were like saying, "Oh, it's only West Coast." Would you have been so relaxed if we were doing this show after a 40-point loss?
Yeah, mate, it was not only West Coast yesterday morning. Give you the hot tip. I found that part fascinating too. Yes, it was just one game, but I think you have to have the context of what this group has shown over the last month and a half.
Mate, look, the best thing is when you get yourself into shit, is invariably it's only you can get out of it. If you've dug yourself the hole, you've got the dirt that can fill that fucking hole up. So it's in their hands. Do you know what I mean? It's in their hands. It is in their hands. And the maths is simple, innit? Like, I know people are doing like fucking stupid ladder predictors and going, oh, if this happens or this happens. I'll keep it simple, stupid. Just beat St Kilda. Like, then Fremantle can win by 800 if they want to.
And it won't matter.
Like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, quite simple. Just fucking win. And I would say, I listened to, I don't know if anyone saw it. Did you watch it? That Swoop Luke interview with Pendlebury. There was something Pendlebury said to Swoop, and it made my dick hard because I was like, he's stolen that from us. But he said McRae says he would rather lose by 60 than lose by 4, playing to protect the scoreboard.
To protect the scoreboard and play it safe. Well, yeah, I did notice
and
that.
I was like, I just want to fucking play our way. Like, my message to Voss, I'll never get angry if they come in and I can see, right, okay, you were looking at slingshot off the back half of the ground, you were attacking the corridor, you were playing overlap. You were playing overlap football. You were trying to play your brand, and it didn't work today. You know, the Sydney game, I know everyone was crying about the Sydney game. If you go back and watch my fan cam, I was calm as. Reason, we got battered by a fucking quality football side, playing our game. Our system just wasn't ready. They were just too good. And I can applaud Sydney. Which game did I snap at? Last week, against Hawthorn, who are a bunch of fucking children. You're letting Weddle fucking get his dick out at the end of the game going, knew these guys were soft in the fourth. Knew these guys were soft. And we played an absolute diabolical style of play. We literally played like cowards. Right? And that's what makes me angry, because you know what? I can cop losing, but don't pretend to be someone else when you lose. Be yourself.
Be yourselves. Yeah, I was actually about to get the ladder predictor out for this week. We might do that towards the end.
No, 100%. Like, this is what annoys me. Like, the reason we're shit and where this pressure, I'll tell you where the pressure comes from. The pressure comes from every fucking game. Like, I know this week, somewhere, if I look, and I won't even have to look hard enough, some dickhead will be like, oh, Tim Membry's in a bit of form.
Yeah. Oh, the 3-goal Membry game.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Or they'll go, oh, fucking hell, Nasir Wanganeen Mawera. Fuck. Pace off halfback always get. Jack Steele always beats Cripps. And I'm like, fuck off. Look at the Saints team. I watch them as much as Carlton. Absolutely fucking bobbins, every one of them. Spot on, Aiden. Someone will got that. Paddy Dow. Pace in the midfield. The biggest myth in the world. Hi, I watch 1980s football and speed is new. You know what? The best interview I've seen this week, Anthony Koudafidis finally being the only person over the age of 40 who tells the truth. He won't last 5 minutes in today's game with the athleticism of the players. Fucking thank you for an old player telling the truth. Right? Yeah. Fuck me. You know, they should worry. St Kilda should worry. Like, they've got no inside midfielders. They've got one.
Yeah, they've got one.
Hewitt and Cripps. Who's their next best midfielder? Zach Jones? Is this 1998?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the build-up for this week will be very interesting. I'm going to be meeting up with Jake over the next few days to meet with him. And I know from his point of view and the Saints' point of view, they just have this smirk on their face. And I think the whole Ross Lyon Grinch narrative, I would love for us to just nip it in the bud early in the game. I don't think that will be the case, but I would love for us to not buy into any narrative other than our own. But I am excited about being under the roof with 50,000 people completely screaming with a bit of tension. Because something happens when we go into state and then we come back for that first game back in Melbourne, because the Melbourne fan base, like, we missed the footy even though we're only away from it for a week. I think getting out of Melbourne was good for everyone, having a little short-term break in the relationship. And now that we're back, we're believing again.
We're on a break.
Yeah, we had like a little mini break. So I am again excited about getting angry and having some tension in the building on Sunday.
Look, I said it in my preview for this game, right? It was 9th versus 16th this weekend. It's 8th versus 13th.
Enough said.
Do you know what I mean? The ladder is a marathon. We're in the final fucking couple of stages of running. There's a reason we're 8th and there's a reason that they're 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 5 ladder positions of shitness between us. Yeah. Like, fuck me. Like, you can play this same team. If they're worth their paycheck, which is a very fucking handsome paycheck, they should be looking at this side and saying we fucking run over the top of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Wow, they beat Geelong. Fuck, yeah, they beat Geelong. Look at the teams we've beat this year.
Yeah.
Are we high? Like, this is my thing. Like, the whole mantra of this football club, ever since I've got here, is we've got Chris Judd, but they've got Gary Ablett Jr. You know what I mean? We've got Fev. Oh, but they used to have Lockett. We used to have Sticks. Fev's no Sticks. Now what is it? We've got Mackay and Kerner. Oh, but Geelong, they've got Jeremy Cameron. Yeah, we got 2 of them.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? We've got 2 of them. We should kill them. Oh, they've got Jack. We've got Cripps. Cripps is actually relevant. Jack Steele, no one knows who he is.
Hasn't got the same aura.
No, you wouldn't fucking know who he is in a gangbang, Jack Steele. He just looked like a big oaf. Like, come on. Like, these boys, if they're serious, come out here and play football.
True.
Saints have got Cannoleria. I love Cocken. Fucking hell. It'll be there, mate. It'll be there, bro. Like, I'm telling you right now, in the next 6 days, I will read. Oh, I'm worried about Dow coming back to haunt us. What's he going to do? Fucking turn the ball over 20 times. Get out. Pickle me shot.
He's going to sidestep and bang it on the boot straight to Jacob Wiedering.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the 3 ridiculous things you'll see on repeat this week are Dow will come back to haunt us. Number 2, we sack Sauce. And he knows all about Carlton. Sauce hasn't got a fucking Scooby-Doo what this fucking Carlton Football Club do. Do you know what I mean? The only thing Sauce knows about Carlton is he's going to offer fucking Marchbank 300k because he's tall and injured. That's all he knows. And the third one will be, Stocker. He's going to hurt. Stocker's going to hurt us. Is he? I can't wait for Stocker to bump Ollie Hollands 40 metres away from where the ball is. So Motlop walks in unaided and kicks a goal. Can't wait for that either. Like, that'd be gross. Get out. Like, let's get about them. Like, I
Yeah, we
agree.
do.
We haven't beaten anyone in the last 5 weeks, but we did win. Be a lot worse if we were 0-5.
That's
Hopefully they found something. Have they found something? I don't know. These boys are the most unpredictable cunts I've ever seen. But let's go in there and fucking win this game. Because if we're serious and we are year 10 of a rebuild worried about St Kilda, fuck me. Let's merge with Tassie. Save them the effort.
May as well. Yeah, we may as well. I don't really know. And again, I don't really know nor care who would possibly be available. Honestly, looking at what they told us last week, the only person I can see that would potentially even be available is Orazio. So whatever that's worth is what it's worth. If Durden comes up, great. If Zach Williams doesn't come up, then we'll have to think about something. But I think we're going to see pretty much the same team 2 weeks in a row.
I've got a feeling that one of the tolls gets up.
Harry or Charlie?
And I hope we only play one.
One of them. Interesting.
Like, I'd play Harry, not Charlie, because Charlie, I mean, when Brad Lloyd looked at me in the camera and goes, he's been injured since the GWS game. He wants to be thankful that his fucking boss is more worried about the shit that's gone in Canberra and is not me, because I would have sacked him before he even finished that interview.
Yeah.
Like, make me president. I would have fired him. I would have interrupted that and gone, Brad, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, when he told me that, I was just like, fuck me.
Yeah, just staring me down the barrel and just spitting.
It was the way he did that little shit eater's chuckle as well. You know, like everyone would be like, "Oh, quality, Brad."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dickhead. But yeah, I reckon one of them comes back.
Harry was a very innocuous one. It was a quad, but it was very late in that Hawthorn game. So hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see Harry go with Kemp, because I thought Kemp did the Charlie role pretty well.
Do
you know what I mean? I thought he did it well, and Charlie's going to have so much pressure on him.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't want him playing 50%, 60%, because in 2 weeks, you know what the talk is going to be. First final. Oh, he's never done it in a final. So I want him to have as much rest as possible. So, because I think that's a psychological hurdle for him. Because we know the articles, don't we? It's going to be Carlton versus Brisbane. And all week it's going to be Harris Andrews, best defender in the game. Charlie, biggest disappointment in finals in history.
And
so he's got that psychological hurdle.
Yeah. Well, there's something. Yeah. I mean, you can use that to your advantage. And as long as he's locked into what's happening in the Carlton four walls, let him be a decoy. Is he willing to take that criticism externally and play the team role and get his teammates involved? I think that's a bigger challenge. Rather than Charlie having to prove himself to the external, just keep doing what he's doing within the Carlton four walls. I mean, 100%. I think we all want to see Charlie kick 6 goals in a final and rip the game to shreds, of course. But I would honestly rather see him kick 3 goals in a final and have 3 direct goal assists than him have 6 and those other 3 players not kick a goal.
Mate, he could kick 1,000 or none. If we win, I don't care, to be honest.
Exactly.
But I do think for Charlie, though, that's going to be a lot of pressure. I think the psychology of you hurting yourself and playing hurt makes it very hard when you're also dealing with that. So I would rather see Mackay and Kemp, because I think Mackay is fine. I have a feeling that he would have played. I think Voss knew that the forward line in the midfield and the back line wasn't really changed. And I think that's why I was quite bullish in my preview. Their back line's shit.
Yeah.
So as long as the midfield gains ascendancy, you win that game by a goal at worst. I think Mackay comes back this week. I really do. And I'd just like to give Charlie just that 3 weeks. And interesting. It was interesting. I don't know, Terry, you watch American sport. I was watching it. I was watching. I think it was Golden State talking about who was it? Oh, that was it. Yeah, it was Real Madrid had gone and worked with Golden State, saying that the season's so big now that instead of waiting for their Christmas break, they're going to give players holidays in year, like a week off to rotate the squad.
Yeah.
Is that something that do you think when you look at Carlton, something that maybe that they could maybe structure? Because when you actually look at it this way, I think this week proved one thing: the depth is there. You've just got to embrace it.
Yes. Well, I think that was probably one of the big lessons that I learned from yesterday's game is that you could have played one or two of these kids a little earlier. I mean, it's easy to say that now. It's either they weren't ready back then, they're ready now, and not playing in the entire year had them ready when they were absolutely called for and needed. So, yeah, I don't think I've seen us play this many players in a season before and really stretch the list. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know
it's
what the
crazy that when our big names have come back, we've got worse.
Oh, that's a whole other. I still can't quite understand that. I don't understand how the work rate dipped. That's the part that will be the question, no matter what happens at the end of the year. Like, how and why did the work rate dip ever so slightly? But all that really matters is Sunday. We're going to get there. There'll be 50,000. I'm sure we'll pack that out. It's a Carlton home game, isn't it? Pretty sure it is.
Well, I mean,
You
even
know,
if it's not, there isn't
you
enough
know,
fans to get their ticket allotment anyway. I mean,
do you
what
know
was
what?
Jay, that bird who says knock knock? They've got that OnlyFans bird.
Oh yeah.
They've got what, about 7 fans that we know of. Jake's former mates, so there's 5.
Well, you're ready. You are
Oh wait,
ready for
Zoe,
war.
6. Forgot the most important one. 7, there's that bird who presents that fan cast who pretends she's St Kilda, but I doubt she is. Oh, there's the guy who who does the recording of Fancast, but he's a pom and he's got a beard, so that doesn't count.
Doesn't
So
count.
that's 8. So we got what, about
Doesn't count.
11?
Yeah. Joshua, do we really have to talk about Dan Houston? Like,
Molly
do you
Meldrum,
really?
12.
Molly Meldrum, Eric Banner, Dan
13.
Houston. Do we really need Dan Houston?
Fuck, why? Like, why?
Yeah,
Because he's a brand name, because he once went out with a party with Jesus. Like, how many stars do you want at the football club until 2 things happen? One of the players that you really rate, but he's shit leaves, or number 2, do you realise that it's not star players? Like,
yeah.
Dan Houston does not come into this side and make anything we've seen better. And if anyone in the chat has the audacity to be stupid and go, he's quick, okay, cool, you've got one quick player, right? So you're going to need 2 quick players to replicate how Port transitioned the ball quickly. So that means Hewitt, Cripps, or Kennedy has to be dropped. 2 of them, you're going to have to trade them, because the only way you get quick players of their ability, probably first. You either trade Sard, good point, Christian, you could do that, but who's going to buy Adam Sard? 4th club? No one's going to buy Adam Sard. You're stuck with Adam Sard, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he can kick. Okay, cool. The position for kicking in our team, back pocket. So you're going to play him over Boyd. But then you've got 600k salary on there. Like, come on. Let's imagine we live in a realm where we actually eat food and go to bed at night, not in a fantasy land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on. How many great white hopes do you fuckers want?
You know what the other one is going to be?
Don't
Petrarca.
say Petrarca. Oh, great. Another big fucker who sounds slightly Italian. Oh, fuck.
But he's Italian.
You're fucking great. Go to Danini's if you want something fucking Italian. Yeah? Listen to Paolo on SEN.
Oh God.
Fuck. Oh, God. If Carlton, like, this season's got to be worse than I think we are.
But he does TikTok.
That's a reason enough not to sign him. Be thankful I'm not list manager. Because I tell you what, if I saw some dickhead cook on TikTok, that I don't care how good they are, they're not coming. You know what, Gab? There you are. You're on the right path. Like, let's look at what Carlton need, right? I think we all agree, ideally, we'd have an incredibly reliable Lewis Young.
Yeah.
An incredibly reliable Lewis Young. Like, if we could get, like, these are who I'm thinking of. Noah Bolter. It's not sexy. It's not sexy. But Noah Bolter, someone that can hold up a line, free up Jacob, take the piss, intercept. Do we need a Dan Houston? No, because line-breaking halfback flankers are 10 a penny in the draft. 10 a penny with pace. You know what I mean?
What about Tim Membry?
But we got Harry and Charlie. And potentially now Kemp.
Okay. What about Ben Ainsworth?
Don't mind that. Because I do think... See, Ben Ainsworth's an interesting one. For two reasons, right? Elijah's come on. And Jackson Binns, I think, has shown enough in the two VFL games and the AFL to say that might be that half-forward role might be his, which means then Elijah can play mid half-forward. So then do you need Ben Ainsworth if that's the case?
Okay. What about Shea Bolton, who's requested a trade?
No way.
Okay. What about
You can't have that. When he's done that, it's a bad look. You can't forgive that.
Yeah. What about Nick Haynes?
I don't mind it because you're going to be losing Sam Durden and Caleb Marchbank. So I think having him in as a ready-made replacement, Lewis Young's the next in line. And then if you're drafting a kid, I think that's a good makeup. I like how much defense we've got backup. I just don't like the ability of it. So I think Haynes is dirt cheap. You know he's AFL ready. Should there be an injury? I like it.
What about Tom Cleary?
Not if you've got Nick Haynes. One or the other.
One or the other.
Like for me, I think if I was doing a shopping list now, I'd like a fullback.
Yes.
So I can move him to centre halfback. We're in to move to centre halfback. If I can get, and then you look at all the other leagues, it's one great one just stopper. So they're easy to find. There is like a million in the AFL.
So you're saying if we can find kind of like what Collingwood did with Darcy Moore, they found their Murphy.
Yeah, if we can find, like, is it like I think there's going to be an exodus at Richmond. Like I look at that and going, if you rang Noah Bolter up and he does drink with a few of the Carlton boys, he's on his Insta. You ring him up, 24 years old.
Is he 24?
He's only a baby. He's 25 next year.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I mean?
He is 24.
Mate, I don't sell stories, just quality.
Okay.
Right? So if you can buy someone like him, because that's 10 years, Jacob Wheatering's how old? Right?
Jacob Wheatering's 25, 26?
Like it's the same draft. It was a couple of years after, so what? It'd be 2 years between them. So that works. And then, like, midfield, like, do we need a midfielder? Because you've got Cripps and Hewitt are locked, aren't they?
Yeah.
Elijah, another year, another pre-season. Voss is already trusting him with more minutes. So he's going to take one of them, and he's got good standing burst speed. Cooper Lord is quick, so he's fine, right? Then who else you got? You got Walsh. So you're going to have to trade one if you want another one coming in. So you're going to have to trade. Who's got value? Kennedy, Chera. Chera won't be traded because his contract's too big, right? and he only wants to stay in Victoria, so that's a no. Right? Then forwards, Doc's now a forward, isn't he? So you've got to add another extra onto that. So that you've probably got too many forwards.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've also got Ben Camporelli, who's a wing midfielder. So that's another Elijah Hollins mixed with his brother. Then you've got Lucas, who plays half-back, who's probably going to be Nick Newman with better kicking. So, like, what is there to pick up? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen that poll as well. Liam Ryan's worse than the small forwards. You've only got to see him this week. Like, Liam Ryan is... Everyone remembers that one highlight reel, but let's be honest, his career is like the adverts he does for that carpet company. Boring and shit. Fuck me. Liam Ryan might be the worst footballer of all time to get hype. Like, I'd take any of our smalls for him. So, For me, anyone coming in, Nick Hines, do I like it? No, but Nick Hines for me is realistic. He's cheap. And if there is an injury, I'm trusting Nick Hines to play.
Well, yeah. Look, are we done talking about trades now?
But it's a good question. I like the trades.
No, I got involved. It's just people ask about it every week. I'm like, oh, why can't we wait? There's going to be a lot of time to talk about trades and targets at the end of the season. But I guess, we're just putting a vibe check out there for some names. So chat, I hope you enjoyed that. Pommy, we're not finishing this show until we do a little bit of a tipping predictor.
Hey, we did this last week.
We got to. This is now the final round of the season, the regular season. Just want to look at the possibilities, right? So, Friday night, Melbourne Collingwood in a dead rubber.
Collingwood.
Okay. Geelong Eagles at GMHBA. Can the Eagles do something?
Nah, Geelong will win that by about 10 million.
Richmond Gold Coast at the G.
Don't think it really matters, but Richmond won't win it.
Richmond won't win it.
Here we go, Gold Coast. They'll finish high and everyone will get excited.
Yeah. Hawthorn North in Tassie. Bit of an injury bug at the Hawks. They're bruised and battered. Clarko puts a little bit of a masterclass on.
This will be an interesting one, isn't it? Because Hawthorn will really want to win this and to get one over on his old boss, but North Clarkson won't want his little upstart, cocky apprentice winning this one. Does anything really... Problem is that Hawthorn are really into it, aren't they?
Yeah, really.
Like they're knee-deep in a shitstorm.
Yep.
And there's no incentive for North to win or lose this.
Apart from Clarko just being a prick.
I'm going to go Hawthorn.
Okay. I think it'll be closer than what we imagine for some.
I do. I think it'll be close, but I just think Sam Mitchell, higher up they finish, it's good for him.
Brizzy, Essendon at the Gabba.
Bruges.
Sydney, Adelaide at the SCG. This won't really affect Sydney at all if they win or lose.
Yeah, Sydney will... Oh, do you have a theory, though, that Sydney will just drop players?
Yeah.
And just go, fuck it. Because there's because this is one of them games that you would drop as well, because Adelaide have no benefit from winning or losing.
Yeah, as in Sydney can just literally just play their kids and get an extra... Well, the other counter argument is if they finish on top, they're going to get a week off anyway.
Yeah, but it's 2 weeks, isn't it, into the legs?
True.
When you've worked hard.
True.
Yeah, let's go Adelaide.
All right. Oh, cracking Sunday coming up this week, guys. How's the AFL scheduling it like? This is genius by the AFL. Doggies, Giants.
Don't you think this would be so much better if they were all 5 o'clock kickoff times?
Absolutely, I do. One of Hawthorn, Freo, and the Dogs will not play finals this year.
So Mars Stadium, Ballarat. Have GWS ever played at Mars? Let's have a look. What a load of shit they are. I just think it'd be cool if they played at 5.
Yeah.
What we say in chat, GWS? Or do you reckon Dogs can pull it out?
I think I just want Hawthorn to lose for some reason, and that's why I think North will win. But I think the Giants do win.
Come on, then give it to the Giants.
But the Dogs have given me no reason not to believe.
Like, I genuinely couldn't split it, and this just screams Bontempelli game. So all I hear for 6 weeks is Bontempelli was robbed when Cripps wins the Brownlow.
True. Carlton, St Kilda, don't fuck around. Don't fuck around.
Port will win that though.
Really? Does Freo give you Carlton 2022 vibes?
No, just Port. Port will win that. 100%.
Wow.
This is a lesson from Uncle Pom. Stop relying on other people to do your dirty work. So go into the mindset. Port win it. Win it by 60.
Because I promise you, I would much rather prefer I'd love to play Hawthorn again at the MCG round 1.
What happens is that what happens if North win?
No, if North win.
Go on then. What's that look like?
North win, Hawthorn finish 8th, and the Dogs finish 7th, we would be playing off against the Dogs at the MCG.
I don't mind that.
Either way, it's 2 interstate trips to make a granny. But let's just go with what we know there.
So if the Dogs win that one,
because
we're in between on that, because they have got a few outs as well, haven't the Doggies?
Yeah, if the Dogs win that one, we'd be going to Brisbane round 1 for an elimination.
Okay, cool. So let's go with what we've got, because I'm confident GWS win that.
Okay. That's what it would look like round 1.
I don't mind Hawks, because I feel like redemption, we need to redeem.
Yeah.
GWS, go GWS.
Okay.
Because that's where Port, here, you can't trust them now. At this stage, they've got straight sets written all over them.
True, they do. They do.
And there you are. This is it. Chat. What do we know about our boys? When you give them any fucking form of faith, like the naughty fucking petulant children they are, they take the piss. So I know what's going to happen here. They fly to South Australia, and all of you guys go, oh, we've only ever won once there, twice if you count the Mickey Mouse game we played. And the Blues fucking give Port a hiding, sending Hinkley right back to his home, fucking sacked. Geelong win that. Then I already know what you're going to say, so you don't even have to talk to me this week. What happened last time? Chad Warner pulled us apart.
The system.
South Australia, we don't travel.
Speed.
You got handballs in the contest. Fucking run away. Carlton by fucking 25.
Geelong.
GWS.
Oh, mate.
Oh, should have got Kingsley. My mate's pet dog fucking used to go round to Kingsley's house to take his shit. He's a lot better than Voss. He's a people person. Look at the videos. Seen it all before, do you know what I mean? Any dickhead can talk in front of family for a pre-recorded video. Carlton by 42. Thank you. So I want none of you fuckers harassing me on the route to the finals with fucking your nonsense. I already know it all.
My dog used to go and take a shit.
Mate, mate, I've been doing this for too long. Like, literally, I can tell you what every fucker will say about any game. just once, I'd love to see this. Carlton versus Fremantle, and you lot just go like this. Oh, we'll win that. I just love that. Just once, shock me and go, nah, we'll beat Fremantle. They're shit.
Oh man, I need someone to clip that whole sequence. That was fantastic.
Mate, I'll release on my website like 1 to 55 things Carlton say, and you can just like put in the comments number 2, so I don't even have to hear it because it annoys me.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of? Where in the world is No Context BA? Where's he at? Sitting around doing nothing.
Fucking biscuit ass, does Josh.
Biscuit ass. Hey, No Context BA. I don't know who you are, but I know you watch. Where you at? Where's our clips, mate?
Come on, mate. Fucking here. Like, you make a living from us being entertaining, you fucking DOS cunt. Get the clipboard out, prick. Go on, get it clipped, mate. He's probably got a bird, hasn't he? Like, that's it. He's probably got a missus now.
Yeah.
No longer gives a shit about us.
Yeah. He's given up on the boys. You know, got to 11-4. Thought we were winning the flag. Didn't need to work hard anymore.
Fucking yeah, and us dickheads here coming just every week. Don't blame you, actually, mate. I'll say No Context Blue Abroad. You had the right idea, kids. You're going places.
Get out while you can, mate. We're stuck in crap.
Mate, you got out and dodged. Well done, brother. Mate, when was the last time you uploaded? Let's check this out.
That's a good question.
Maybe we should do a welfare check, actually. We're taking the piss. Oh, wait. That's not who I wanted. Good job. I wasn't square. Yeah, there we are. Right.
No Context BA. Hang on.
Oh, we released this July the 18th. Fucking hell.
What was that?
July the 18th.
July. That's a month ago.
That's poor show. One biscuit ass 20-second clip of me being hilarious.
That was the week. That was the week we beat North Melbourne. We had just lost to the Doggies.
He only posts when we're winning. Post when we're winning. He only posts when he's winning. Mate, come on, look. I do the hard bit for your clips. I have to be funny. Fucking hell.
When we win the grand final, would you guys do the ratings and a Monday show in front of a live audience? I think it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Mate, I'll fucking come to your living room, start bollock naked, and give you the ratings personally if we win a flag.
We'll do a live expose of Pommy's Star Wars tattoos. Guys, did you know that Pommy has Star Wars tattoos on his back?
Why is this such like a big deal? Like,
I just didn't realize you had Star Wars. I just didn't know. I just didn't know you had Star Wars tattoos. It's very niche. It's cool.
Mate. Got to keep a few surprises, bro.
Yeah. I'm untouched.
We should do it live. Terry.
We should do it live. We should do something live at the end of the year. Oh,
this
speaking
live?
Oh, yeah.
You still owe me a fucking pre-season pump up. You promised that on stream.
I did. We're going to do it's actually reminded me because I forgot. The Jumper Punch are doing their show on the 31st of August. The special guests who will be in attendance that night will be Simon Wiggins, and he's Scotland. So make sure you get your tickets.
The Wig Dog.
The Wig Dog. We'll do a live show. It'll happen, or at least a live get together.
Live show. Be sick, bro. You and me for 3 hours. We were not, mate. That is what dreams. I was inspired, right? You know, Act 2 in the Wicked. I watched it. I saw that bird dance on a bed, and I was like, "It's a bit of me." That, like, this is easy on stage.
Oh, on a stage, yeah. Did you ever do school productions or acting in school?
Yes, I was Heathcliff.
Oh, really?
That shocked you, didn't you?
No, I can say that. Yeah, I loved it from year 8. I used to do it to get out of going to class. There used to be like extracurricular activities. I'm like, oh, this is just a shortcut to getting out of class. And then loved it every year.
Mate, believe it or not, I used to like me drama and me English lit. It was me pop who forbade me to do it, but I did like it.
Mm.
But, mate, I'm telling you, look, light work, stage, you and me, 3 hours, light work. Like, easy
Oh,
as shit.
yeah, piece of cake.
Wouldn't even
Piece of
break
cake.
sweat. Mate, honestly,
We have a
beers.
function in us. We have a function in us for sure.
Yeah, we
Frank,
got
we have
Frankie can
music.
just live the trumpet every time someone's asked a dickhead question. I'll just give you a look, Frankie.
A live trumpet with Frankie. Wow.
Yeah, Frankie, I'll just give you the nod. You know, when someone asks something stupid, I'll just be like, that's your cue, bruv.
Yeah. Look, let's win a flag first. How about that?
Oh, dear, we could do. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's win a flag. How often have you shown you how to win the flag?
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, it's just got to win 4 games?
We've got 5 games to go.
Oh,
5
yeah,
wins
so
left.
5.
5 wins left.
So we just got to go round 0 again.
Yep. Pretty much.
Can,
All
can we
right.
get a toilet for the live?
Why do we need a toilet for the live?
Just want a segment where Matt comes in and flushes it.
I promise
Honestly,
you, they'll study the fan cams one day when they're
telling you,
trying to.
that is the fan cam highlight. We've had some good fan, but Mark interrupted the fan cam to flush the toilets. Absolutely fucking top class.
4 years. 4 years of fan cams, mate. Every week for 4 years. From
Mate,
Jack Noon's game-winning goal.
Terry, I've got to say, the flushing the toilet and fucking the bed, because it's your face when your brain is trying to register. Did that fucking happen? Every so often, your face says, I did 3 years at law school to sit here while a guy shouts at me and flushes his toilets. It's so good. So therapeutic.
Oh man, it is fun. It is good fun. It is. It's all part of the story. Hey, one day we won't be here, so we may as well enjoy it while we are.
Does that ever worry you that your grandkids are going to be like, I wonder what dad did? I wonder what my granddad did. And my son's going to be like, oh, get on Blue Abroad. It's still up. This is what he used to do. He used to spend many an hour, and some of the legacies that are going to be tracked. Oh, dear.
Just sat here listening to people, observing.
Oh, dear. Honestly, the toilet flush quality, elite.
Many more things to come. You just never know what you're going to get. I'm just happy that we're not like the early days when you had like young kids coming on, just trying to like
get their
flash,
dick out.
trying to get their dick out on stream. It's like, oh, that's really weird what society's becoming. And then I think now that we've become a little bit more established, I kind of know everyone that's about to at least come on the fan cams. I don't think kids had an idea what they were doing in 2020 when they were trying to get nude on a YouTube stream.
I remember when you used to have Shad Daddy, who was the moderator.
Yeah.
And people would he'd let people through with like usernames like Adolf Hitler.
Oh my god.
Fuck me.
I still think this was one of the funniest things I've ever heard you say.
Just quietly, I reckon I've had some quality little one-liners, to be honest. I'm proud of that one.
Oh, the Lewis Young closer. I've been closer to some of my ex-girlfriends. For me, yelling and screaming, yeah, it's funny. But when it's done silently and in a composed way, I find that so much more funny.
Yeah, I have my moments. Yeah, I've just every so often I just drop a doozy. But yeah, fucking hell. Mate, honestly, I said it to Terry on the phone the other day. I genuinely do think that this is a government experiment that no one's let me in on. like honestly, I don't even think AFL's real anymore. Like, I just think it's purely just seeing how far it will take a man until they break.
Well, it's kind of become that. I promise I would not have come home if I had known that we'd get to 2024 and the club still haven't won a flag. I thought I was about to catch the tail end of the rebuild.
I never forget Terry when I asked him why he came back, and he was like, "Because we've got a document winning the flag." Fucking, and like my brain was like, "What? So you've chosen to die in Australia, have you?" You're right, you're right. Okay. That'll be all right. It'll be this year, bro. How long have you been back? What, 4 years?
5. I got hoodwinked. Yeah. This is why I'm convinced maybe I need to leave again and just fulfill
5
the
years.
prophecy. Be blue abroad. Like, be a blue abroad while doing blue abroad.
Fucking 5 years.
Just come back if we make a granny. Like that. That's perfect.
That is quality. It's only a couple of years. Just stop travelling for a couple of years. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just put my life on hold.
Happy 50th, Terry. Oh, fucking hell. What a fucking wet wipe. He left sunshine and fucking alive for this. Oh, dear. This is quality. Welcome, Terry.
Glenn, you're right. I did miss game day. Game day is, it's a love-hate relationship. But game day is always special. You can't taint game day. Except for last week. I never want to live. I don't like living through them again. Not in this day and age. 11 goal beltings,
I don't mind. You know what? I hate to say it. I mean, like, this sounds like a total lie, but like, I don't mind the losses.
I can cope with losses. I can cope with them. I know what I need to do. I know what needs to be done. But ones like last week, it's like, really? Are we there still?
Yeah, they hurt at the time, but like, I get over them pretty. To be fair, one good thing about being a Carlton fan is you know how to lose.
True.
Like, oh dear.
Most of the game is just not. Most of the game is just not doing permanent damage with what you say in a loss.
It's tough.
That's most of the game.
It's tough. I mean, we haven't had a good blowout for a while on fan cams. Actually, I didn't watch fan cams last week. Was fan cams last week quite hectic?
Not really. I don't really remember the last time we were fully like yelling and screaming and that started last year. It was just sad. There was a sadness. The last time we actually screamed, there was proper animation on fan cams, I would say was maybe Adelaide 22 or just the second half of 2021. That was just pure anger because we knew that Teague wasn't it and we were just living through this 10-week hellhole.
Yeah, they were bad. Like, the Collingwood loss was pretty bad though, wasn't it? 2020 COVID, wasn't it? Just before COVID.
Oh yeah, that was when you retired round 2.
I've taken the losses quite hard.
Yeah.
What was I can't even remember the Essendon fan cams.
Last year?
I'd imagine that was hectic.
That was just despondent. No, last week I learned a valuable lesson. I'll never go for 4 hours again.
You said that last week and you went 4 hours again.
No, I didn't. I didn't. 4 hours. I found my limit after a bad loss, and it's 4 hours.
I don't know if Steffi D is in here, but I totally agree with her. 2 hours, bro. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how he does it. Like, honestly, chat, full credit to Terry. Like, he spends 4 hours of his weekend, getting called a cunt in different ways. Imagine doing that. Like, you want to be thankful it's him, not me, because I'd call you a cunt back. Like, he won't. I will.
Yeah, Steph's right. It was not good for mental health. But
Yeah,
you live
I
in
don't
your
know. He
world.
does it. It's not
It's too
normal,
much.
bro. Like, honestly,
Oh,
you
well, I
are
think
going
it's
to
part
be.
of like last week was part of like a self-sabotaging, wanted to see how much I could exhaust myself, push the limit.
Mate, I always say it. You'll be an amazing dad, right? Just because if you've got that patience to do that, fuck me, your kids will never do your head in.
We'll see.
I'm watching the fan cams on mute from 2013. There's a lot of fucking smiles.
From when?
When we lost.
From last week?
No, last year, you know, when we spat.
Oh, yeah. Well, last year after Essendon, I remember I was eating onion rings and Lord of the Fries. And I remember eating because I was like, fuck this. Like,
Oh, wait.
whatever.
Jad's on. Jad's got his glasses on, so you know it's bad when Jad's got his glasses on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. You know what I've noticed? I've noticed the cycle of people's opinions. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not, and then they have their time when they're right, and they have their time where it's the opposite. But nothing is really ever constant. Like early in the year, I remember Joel coming on and mentioning, we were cooked or we were up shit creek, and I was like, just wait, just relax. And then sort of we went on the 5-game winning streak, and then he believed, and then we're sort of here again. He's like, see, I told you, I trade Harry. Like it's never constant.
Mate, it's it's all fun and games, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It is all fun and games, and it's also it's not going to be it's finite. It's not infinite. So, yeah, I don't want to look back and
Mate,
be like, I should have done a couple. I don't want to look back and say, you cut some corners on the fan camp. Sometimes just get as much of it as you possibly can, but also not 4 hours after a 10-goal loss ever again.
mate, some people just need a chamomile?
A chamomile with meli.
Yeah,
with honey.
That's what you fuckers need. Just calm down. What he said.
Yeah, calm down. Calm down. Chamomile, calm. Yeah, there you go. The medals. The Tuesday night Tullamarine Action Indoor Division 2 Premier League.
Take cover.
I remember, I can't remember the game it was. Yuval, I don't know if Yuval's in the chat. Yuval came on one time and he was ready to risk it all and say absolutely anything. And I remember having to just notice that he was, going down a path. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be for a permanent damage. You don't want to do that. I think we might have lost to Adelaide in 22, and he was like just going for it. And I remember thinking, but let this one keep going. That might be permanent damage.
You are very good at it. I mean, because I've got the self-destruction part of me.
You wind, you stop. Your intentions are so pure, and you start, and you're like, Terry, I'm watching, but if anyone's gonna take accountability, like it just,
yeah, yeah. I let the emotions get the better of me at times, but it's good. It's good. I mean, it's who I am. I'm a reactive person.
It's a coping mechanism. It honestly, it is a coping mechanism that we've just. It's on public record, and it'll go down in the digital history book of the Carlton Football Club fan sentiment.
I'm going to spend the off season. I just want to have a medal behind me that has brackets night. That is Pom's aim this off season. Everyone's got to fucking have a goal, but that's my goal.
I much rather when we win and when there's less people watching, and when Zach's up and about, young Zach Borg, and when he's saying, "Come on, Terry," I much prefer that than the losses, but I also understand the role that gets played in the losses. Losses mean opposition fans, and if you go on opposition fan forums, they're always talking about, oh, can't wait to tune into Blue Abroad. Like, losses are good for entertainment, but I'd much rather have half the people watching and we win. I think it's just the best.
You know what I need?
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what?
I do remember that.
Yeah. So there's been some great moments in the fan camps, though, to be honest. Like, mate, I miss a good Terry death slam. I think Terry was the first. For you OGs, Terry was the first. Like, you might remember my death slams. Terry was the first.
I was the first. I don't even know where I would find that video right now, to be honest.
You asked me, you could have got them all fucking hot wired.
I reckon it would be, if I went to oldest. Did you also know Mark was the very first video on this channel? A fan cam with Mark live at the front of.
Oh yeah, he was.
Very first video on the channel. How we turned the game around, featuring Mark. Yeah.
That was in the times though when he only had day medals.
Yes.
Going way back.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Frankie, we should do BA like biggest fan cam meltdowns.
Oh, we'll do a BA award show this year with fan cam, best fan cam of the year, and nominations and the whole lot. We'll do it this year. That'll be fun.
We're just classics. Classic. Yeah, I'm gonna make an award though, a very special Pommy award for fan cam that was copied and pasted from other podcasts and wasted 20 minutes of Terry's time. I'll be mean. Oh dear.
Oh, now I want to find
that was Mark. Gavin, that was Mark who used to do that.
What's that?
Do you remember? He did the fan cam. Talking about the 80s, and we wanted blood.
And we were looking for blood. I don't remember when that was. That was. I don't. I don't remember when that was, but.
Fucking stop the comedy!
I'm so fucking upset. I'm wearing a headband.
Yeah, you're fucking that. Honestly, I've got a few mates who support different sides, so I remember a lot of the fan cams because I get bullied for the shit other people say because evidently I am Carlton now in the group chat. So anything Carlton do, it's me. It's like me. Like there'll be a comment about trading Harry, and it's Pom, your mate. So yeah, everything you say, I remember it well.
I remember this, Mark. You want to know what kind of crow I like? A dead crow.
If ever there was fucking, that was worry. Yeah. I remember we wanted blood. It was the way you said it that scared me.
Yeah, you know, if you go back and watch the Melbourne fan cams after 22, that's when you see me at my peak delusion. It's like, oh, you just knew it had to be this way. It was written in the stars.
Oh, dude. Mark's had literally some of the best fan cams, actually.
Mark is peak fan cams. Mark is
like he's won the other week when he fucking returned, and he's got the fucking hood. Oh god. I can cope with being embarrassed on the field, but off it, fuck me. It was the camera turn as well. Like he didn't even switch the camera. He like had you.
Oh my god! The $80 scarf. Yep. Yep. I reckon Rocco was also OG Rocco before he got the good camera, like OG Rocco in his kitchen with his notepad. I watched some of them from 2020 and I'm like, wow, man, it's so relatable to right now, because he was saying back then, man, if you just, if you say, oh, this guy's going to be good, and watch, we'll be a good team. He's like, yeah, wait, time will pass. And I'm like, oh my God, that was 4 years ago. Time has passed.
Oh dear. Mate, there's been some classics, hasn't there? There's been some good ones.
I remember you. Do you remember you, Mars, and Rocco? And you were like, take your club back. You're like leading a revolution.
Yeah, I've led a few revolutions in the time. I remember that.
Oh, man.
Fucking hell. I do remember the who was yeah, fucking when them kids used to DM you saying we'll get you. And it was like how obvious. Do you remember that guy like turned up and it was like so obvious?
Yep.
Ah, dear. POM going off after GWS 2021.
221. What was that? Oh, that was the. That was.
I'll be able to tell you just by looking at it.
Yeah.
That's how. Oh, Terry's in his bed in his hotel bedroom.
No, I was in the hotel. That was a very interesting weekend. That one. There was a bit going on in that room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it must have been bad that game because Leckdog's theatrical. Because when Leckdog gesticulates,
Yep.
he's really angry.
2021 GWS was when I.
Oh, that was the first ever watch along.
Was it really? GWS?
Yeah, because that was the goal. Do you remember? I remember because it was with Mars and Rocco.
Yeah.
I was at their house. We did it
Yes.
there.
In the lounge room.
Toby Green, I remember losing it, absolutely flipping, because Toby Green like pointed and the commentators laughed because he was 60 out and he fucking knocked a barrel through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, fucking hell, quality.
The sad thing is, if you go to like the channel and you go to the live streams tab and you go to the most popular, it's just okay. Two 2024 streams appear in the top 6. So last week, Hawthorn, and then Collingwood a few weeks ago. And there's actually
the Brownlow watch along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fan cams though, isn't it? Because people like touch themselves.
Yeah, opposition fans tune in when we lose, and when we lose badly.
I don't know why, because we're really calm about it.
Yeah. Yeah, real calm. No, it's worse. They love seeing us sad and like miserable.
You see, I don't under that. Right, you know what I don't understand is I genuinely only like I watch Jake when he loses because I find it fucking hilarious. Like just a man alone in his car in a car park, but I find it funny because I fucking know him, right?
Yeah,
like Swoop his cams. I find it funny because I know him, but if it was some dude. Like, I don't know, fucking anyone else, I couldn't give a shit. Like, legit couldn't give a shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't
watch opposition. I don't watch much opposition content after losses at all. I'm trying to think. I'll tune into a bit of Jake after a loss, if potentially, depending on where I am. If I'm lying down, I'm in bed, and I'm scrolling or I'm doom scrolling or something, and Jake will come up. I'm like, all right, let me see 10 minutes of this meltdown, and then it's like, okay, I don't really enjoy this. But apart from that, I don't really.
I do. I watch it all. Do you know what I mean? I do. I go from start to finish. Honestly, I love Jake, but fucking honestly, like it makes me feel so much better.
Well, it's good to know someone else is hurting.
I just like honestly, I lick the screen. The tears make me feel free.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I also watch Jake when he wins because I like the happiness as well. But I do admit, like, as soon as they lose, I will be probably one of his first 2 viewers. I'm there.
Good times.
But
Good times. Great classic
nice.
hits.
Oh dear. Fucking.
How can you do a Brownlow predictor? Don't think you can.
You just go through every game and you go 3-2-1.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, you see? Lou, great minds. Great minds. I think Aiden's asking, is there a Brownlow predictor? There isn't, unfortunately. No. If you are a dab hand at the internet, though, that would be a great call because I don't understand why we don't have a Brownlow predictor.
The $80 scarf and the look on my face, that was in Sydney. Yeah. I'm very scarred from traveling interstate.
Ari, I am so intrigued and all, bruh. Like, either I know and have chosen to forget it, or I don't know and I really need to know this story.
I've said enough. Said enough last week, and I've said enough already.
Okay, cool, right.
Well, guys, what's that?
Are you going to go to Brisbane?
No.
So if we're in finals, you're not going to go?
We'll see.
I genuinely think you need to break this mental stigma because we're talking about the boys have to break through their
yeah, I did. I broke through. I went to Gold Coast last year, and then I went to the prelim.
Yeah, well, I think you need to go again.
Okay.
I just want to see your smiling face in a hotel room.
I want to see my smiling face in a hotel room as well.
Yeah, because knowing you as well, it won't be a cheap motel as well. It'd be like, 5-star continental option in the morning. Probably has a gymnasium and a spa.
Yeah. All right. I'll cut the shit. I'll be going to Brisbane.
Hi, Steph. Well done. Good work. Teamwork. Makes the dream work.
Yeah. Well, that was a good show. That was fun. Vibes are high. Hey, Steph bought a scarf last week as well. She's just as bad.
Yeah, but how much did Steph spend?
$80.
$80? Fucking hell, Steph. Like, your brother's made the mistake. Fuck me.
And I didn't have a presence of mind to say, Steph, think about this. Like, I've done this before.
Has Steph bought the $27 truffle toasty, though?
No. She was with me when I bought it, though.
Why are you not stopping this?
You got to live.
What? Fucking hell. Yeah, you know what? That collared jumper as well is literally, when I wanted to throw it and I neatly folded it up, it's a present from Mrs. Pom. Yeah. It is literally there still where I folded it in disgrace.
It's all right, though, because they wore collar. It's such a good Guernsey. I think it's the best thing the club's brought out in years since the Blue Out Guernsey. And it's just...
It is gross, but it's tainted, isn't it?
It's tainted. It is tainted.
You know what I
mean? All I think of now when I see the collars is Bucky smashing eggs on his fucking skull.
There's a lot wrong with that Guernsey, let's be honest.
The PR Guernsey, indeed. There's going to be another round of, I'm going to do a giveaway at the end of the season at some point where we'll spin the wheel and call people live for their prizes.
I can't wait because I love calling someone live on the show. It's my fave.
Yeah. Let him know, Steph. I put up with enough. Give me a $27 truffle cheese.
It's fucking $30. Find another fucking hobby.
It was a one time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But fucking hell. Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was fun. Guys, big week ahead. Massive week ahead. Get up and about. Pommy, thanks for joining tonight.
My pleasure.
And go Blues, everyone. See you throughout the week.
God Blues, enjoy.